welcome. JB Glossinger, founder of MorningCoach.com. Thanks for joining me to watch this video. New question of the week from John Rockerman, Morning Coach member, Brooklyn, New York, asks, why is it so hard to get over the mental negativity in life? Well, that is a great question. It's one of the reasons I started MorningCoach.com and why we do it every single day. Because we've got to think about what's going on in the world. Let's just say this is you, and I'm a terrible drawer, but we're going to make a stick figure here. And this is you going about living your life, right? And every day through your life, you have, I'm going to use blue here, stuff that's coming in, which is positive, okay? You're great, you're good, you can do it, you can make it happen. And then you have stuff coming in that's negative, right? You can't do it, the world sucks, people are terrible. The news is just getting worse and worse. We're not going to make it. And all this is coming in. And we have this great, wonderful receptor here in our minds, this brain. And it just takes all this information in. And we have a conscious and a subconscious mind, but it's all coming in. So as we get older, over years, this information just keeps coming in more and more. And in fact, it's coming in faster than ever because now we have computers. We have billboards, we have computers. We have so many things now bringing messages in. Not only imagine TV, which I talked about last time, the average American watches 34 hours a week of TV. So all this is hitting our brain. And so it's really hard to overcome the lack mentality, the negative mentality, when we have all this information coming in that's not allowing us to process things properly. And literally that's what's going on. We're creating these ski slopes in our mind, in our neural pathways from all this information, and it gives us a certain way to think. Now, a lot of people will say, but JB, and this is a word I always have a problem with, and I'm going to put it in red here, is reality. Reality. The reality is that my life sucks. The reality is that I'm negative for a reason. The reality is I can't find a new job. The reality is that I can't move forward. The reality is that's not reality. The reality is that you've got to set a plan together. You've got to have some objectives, and you've got to be able to dream. You see, the problem is, the reason we get so negative is because this mind here, okay, is so polluted with information to how we're supposed to dress, the way we're supposed to live. And believe me, marketers are getting better and better at putting this information in our mind that we've lost our objective. We've lost our plan. And really, with a simple plan, just focusing on a little bit of improvement every day and working on getting rid of this information, okay? And let me get a new sheet of paper here. So you have this is you in red, okay? So instead of having all this information coming in, okay, which it will no matter what, you kind of shield with enlightenment. And I throw that term around loosely. I don't really have a word for it, but you protect yourself from this information, and really it's like a filter. And that filter is what's called awareness. Awareness. So when somebody says you suck, let's go back to the word reality. Okay? Maybe you do suck, okay, at that particular thing, okay, but you're not going to let it penetrate your subconscious. And let me give you an example of that. About 20 years ago, I got a D in grammar. And then I got a C in grammar. Then I got a D in grammar. Then I had a writing test to get it through my undergrad. And I barely got through that. And literally, my brain just said, you are a horrible writer. And you know what? The reality was, I did suck. But the truth of the matter is that writing is a skill that can be learned. And instead of being able to be aware of that, I let 20 years go by before I wrote my first book. 20 years. And those are 20 years lost that I will never get back because I didn't have this filter, okay, of awareness. So what we've got to do is we've got to start to understand that reality is true. Maybe there are some cracks in your being. Everybody has them, okay? I've failed more than anybody. I swear, I've failed so many times. But that's why I'm successful, okay? So we've got to learn that there's a difference between reality and where you're going. And we've got to get back to the question here that we've got to be able to put this shield up of awareness. We've got to be able to put that shield up of awareness so that we filter things that are coming in. Remember the old computer adage, garbage in, garbage out? So as this negative comes in, you filter it and you let some of it in. Yes, that's constructive criticism. I need to get better at my writing. I need to get better at certain things, right? That constructive criticism doesn't hurt you. But you've got to really filter what's coming in. And that's really why I started morningcoach.com. I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean, the reason is that every morning, okay, instead of going out, and again, I'm a terrible artist, but instead of, getting your cup of joe and then putting on the TV, okay, or the radio with the news and just be blasting you with this information, and here you are again, which is just not serving you, okay, is not doing you any good. It's really bubble gum from the ears. I heard a great speaker, Brian Tracy, one of the old great founders of personal development, said, what you want to do is you want to start off, as Zig Ziglar says, getting some daily motivation, rest in peace, Zig, that changes your mindset, that really gets that awareness up. Again, not information that's creating more garbage in, but something that helps create a filter that allows you to get through there. And so that's what you do 15 minutes a day with morningcoach.com. 15 minutes a day. And you're doing it. You're a Morning Coach member. You just listen 15 minutes a day. And let me tell you, it's going to take time because there's more and more of this coming. But as you do it, the more you do it, the more you become aware. And again, I throw that term around enlightenment a little bit too loosely because it's a real powerful word. If you're enlightened, you probably wouldn't say you are, right? But what we're looking to do is be enlightened, be aware, be abundant in our thoughts, and know that we have this God-given ability or this power, this universal power, whatever terms you want to use, that you can filter this information in and you can recreate. Remember, every day is a new day. That's the beauty of life, and you can get some awareness. You're watching this for a particular reason. Get yourself in a plan. Get yourself in something that's going to help build this awareness, like morningcoach.com, and listen Monday through Friday. And instead of getting this news and this radio in the morning, pushing this information in, allow it to push it out so you can handle it the rest of the day. And the rest of the day, you're bouncing off. And if you backslide a little bit and don't listen, it's okay. It's going to happen, and some of that garbage is going to get in there. It's one of the biggest emails I get. Is, JB, I've been listening, and everything started going good, so I stepped back from it, and then some of this negativity got in there. It's going to push you back. But it's really simple, right? I mean, constant improvement, focusing on 1%, and raising this awareness up. Takes a little while to get this shield going, but eventually then you just have this up there, and it just shields out all the stuff. All right? So, hey, share this with your friends. If you got some people that are having some trouble with negativity, let them know. Get out there and start creating that awareness. That's the first step, that there's actually negativity coming in, and allow it to go out. It's not about being positive all the time. Like I said before, you may suck. I sucked at writing, but it was a skill I could have learned. And instead of just putting it into my mind and saying I sucked, I had to work through that. I had to create that awareness and say, okay, that's constructive criticism. That's not truth. And now I'm producing books, and obviously it's a big part of my career. So we've got to do that, and we've got to learn that expressionism so that we can find that wholeness and find that truth and really live our dreams. And we can. Life's too short to get caught up in all this BS. Let's let it go. People are going to market to you. They're going to do things. Let's create the filter so you can see right through it. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, share this with your friends that need it. That'd be great. Other questions that you want me to answer, shoot them in. Going to hammer a bunch of questions. I love it. I mean, let's get out there and make the world a better place. That's what morningcoach.com is about. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being a member. It's what's making a difference in a lot of people's lives, and it's because of you that we can do it. Love you. Get out there. Have a great one. Massive energy to you. And remember, share this with a friend that needs it.